Hey, everybody. Oh, nobody's on yet. All right. Well, try this out here. Adjust my thing. You can kind of see my saw. Nobody's hanging out. Yes. Wow, do I really hate the algorithm? Does it really hate me? Oh, hey. Somebody joined in. Cool. How do I see? Sorry, I'm kind of dumb when it comes to streaming. It looks like the app changed a bit here and it looks a little different. Oh, and they're gone. Live chat. There we go. Go away. Hey, so whoever's watching out there, I'm Zach, and this is the shop. This is the cow barn turned machine shop here, and I just moved a new tool into it today. So hang on here and see if some more people pop in, and we'll yeah, talk about my new saw. Oh, hey, popped up to 5. Cool. Trying to figure out how to look at comments and stuff here. So anyway, Friday night in the shop, I was doing these pretty regularly, but life has kind of gotten in the way. I have kids that do marching band, and that kind of takes up a good chunk of everything. And as you can see behind me here, the shop is coming along pretty nicely. I'm pretty thrilled with it. I got my first bit of insulation up in here. Actually have all of it done with the exception of the sliding doors behind me here. And I'm gonna go ahead and put probably 6 inches of foam over the top of this stuff. And really shiny. Yeah, it's really shiny in here. It's really bright. I've got I've got 16 of these 200 watt LED lights in here, and yeah, it's very bright. When you're in here and it's dark and you go outside, you cannot see. It is really bright at the moment, but I think that'll go down a bit. Crosscut. Hey Tab, what's up? Yeah, so yeah, it's bright at the moment. But anyway, yeah, so I guess I'll hang out here and see if some more people join in. But I got a new table saw. Actually, I guess I didn't just get it. I bought this like a year ago, and it's been in a buddy of mine's shop, and just moved it over here today. I just mentioned to him that, hey, I might grab that saw this weekend, and I think he wanted the space back, so he brought it over here this afternoon and dropped it off. So I didn't even have to go pick it up. It was pretty nice. So um, yeah, I'm pretty pumped about it. I think we're gonna get into some more woodworking here. I have been doing pretty much nothing but like sanitary and stainless steel stuff for the last couple years, and I'm super burned out on it. It's one of those deals where, I mean, it's not interesting anymore. I always like to build and do different things, and it's just not exciting or interesting anymore. I feel like I've kind of learned about all there is to learn, and I kind of want to get back into woodworking. So that's why. Part of the reason why I brought the saw back, but I am pretty excited about it. Woodworking content in the past. Yeah, so actually moved the saw over here today, and or not moved it over here. Anyway, moved it in here today, got it kind of set up and working, and the other machines are in the other building. They're kind of like that way. They're in the big red barn. If you've seen like pictures or a video outside on the farm here, and a lot of it has got some surface rust on it, and I really should have found some place that was climate controlled for that stuff to hang out in for the last. It's been almost 10 years since I moved that out of the Oak Street shop, and I'm going to start moving it in here. I'm going to try and get the ceiling at least insulated here. I really should have waited to move the big sliding table saw in until I got the ceiling insulated, because I'm really not looking forward to that. I've got a 16-foot step ladder over here, and yeah, that guy is not fun to climb up and down and do all this stuff by yourself, like hanging the insulation and stuff. I think I'm just going to run 2x4s. As you can see, they're kind of like down in between the trusses. and just screw that foam up to that. Try and make it as easy as possible. I'm going to go ahead and leave the high ceiling in here. I really like that. I have, it's 14.5 feet to the trusses there, and I don't know what it is to the middle bit of the ceiling there, but hey, Jay, yeah, it's really tall to the ceiling, and it just makes it feel nice and big. It's, you know, I believe that DeResta guy calls his barn the maker church. Well, I kind of feel like that when I get out here and actually can work in my shop. So much of the time I spend working in plants that are, you know, just food production plants that are just, it's all buttoned down. It's just not a fun work environment. When I come out here, I can just, you know, kind of cut loose and do whatever. So we'll go over here and I'll start kind of going around my big saw here. That's one heck of a ceiling fan. Yeah, I got that off Amazon. It is an 8-foot ceiling fan. I want to say it was like 250 bucks. Like, I looked at the big ass fans, but they're so expensive. I just could not justify like $3,000 for a ceiling fan. So 250 bucks off Amazon right there. Just look for 8-foot ceiling fan. So here's the saw. I'm pretty pumped about it. This is an SCMI, or excuse me, SCMI. Some of the Italian machines are SCM. This one's an SCMI, really slick. Union versus non-union, I'll talk about that here in a minute, or at least to what I can. So yeah, here's the big saw, 14-inch blade. And the cool thing about this, if you've ever seen one of those, is this is a 3 meter or 3.2 meter saw or slider. And so this goes back and forth like that. It goes back and forth 10 feet, or where you can rip 10 feet of lumber. So really neat if you want to cut down 5x10 sheet goods. I cut some aluminum with it earlier. Cuts aluminum beautifully, and really awesome for breaking up sheet goods. Your plywood, stuff like that. It's got a blade, so I'll get some videos with it actually using it. Union versus non-union. I have a couple buddies that's similar to the Laguna. Yeah, really similar to the Laguna. There's a couple companies out there that make them. I really would love to get an Altendorf or a Martin, but they are out of my price range. I got this guy off eBay. I got a crazy deal on it. I paid like $1,800 for it. It was disassembled in the back of a semi-trailer, and didn't know if everything was there, but for 1,800 bucks, I was willing to take the chance. I was pretty pumped about it. Everything was there. Actually, I did have to run back to Ohio to pick up the deal out here that hangs out on the side there. I didn't think I got it, and then they found it, and I ran over and picked it up, and I was pretty pumped about it. Like I said, I paid like 1,800 bucks for the saw. Used their 5,000 or 6,000 and knew that saw, they still make the exact same one. Like, this one's a 2010. You can buy one now for like 21,000. So I was pretty pumped about it. I need to come up with some dust collection in here. I've still got like a 3 horsepower Powermatic dust collector in the other building over there, but it never really sucked, and not sucked in a good way, but like it kind of sucked. So I think what I may end up doing is building a big dust collector. I have a buddy of mine that was sending me pictures of his, and I brought home a big blower from a factory that I was doing some demo work in, and it's like a big 10 horsepower pressure blower. So I may try and make my own. Oh, Ohio, yeah. So I got this just south of Dayton. I forget the name of the town, but it was just a little bit south of Dayton there, and ended up having a wheel fall off my trailer on the way over there. That sucked. 70 between Indianapolis and Dayton is the road just horrible until you get to the Ohio line. Our wonderful roads in Indiana. I was going down the road and looking in the rearview mirror there, and anytime I hit a bump, I would see huge cloud of smoke coming off the trailer, and so I pulled over real fast, and yeah, my wheel bearing had just grenaded, and fortunately was able to pull into an exit there. I think it was in Richmond, and grabbed a new wheel bearing at a place that had like RV parts and stuff like that. Put it on there and got back on the road. But not a yeah, not a good stretch of road there. Anyways, I was pretty excited about it. So I think the plan here, I've got a pretty big job going on right now that once it is over, hopefully very close to where I'm at, Springfield. I don't know. Oh, I see, north of Dayton. Yeah, this was south of Dayton. Don't remember the name of the town, but so yeah, plan here is once I get this other big pump job, or well, it's a CIP job. Really neat. I didn't do all the work, but I did a good chunk of the work on a heat exchanger for a spray dryer plant that spray dries. I don't know if I should say what it is. Spray dries stuff for dog food. We'll call it that. But it recycles the heat. So basically, they used to blow stuff straight out of the box dryer out in the atmosphere. Now it's going to a heat exchanger. This junk, they don't take care of it. Yeah, absolutely. So it goes through the heat exchanger, and then now it pulls the air in. It's basically a big stainless steel radiator, but since it's food, it has to be cleaned. Well, food-ish, it's dog food, but yeah, so you have I built a CIP tank, which was 350-gallon tank with steam injectors to heat the water, which is not really the way to do it, but it's the way they wanted to do it. And so now I have that up at the plant it's at, and yeah, building that. I got about another month or so, I think, of work there, and then it's time back in the shop, and so it'll be a lot more videos. Plan on, like I said, moving the woodworking tools out of the other barn, start moving them in here, and I really just kind of want to start building some furniture and stuff again. Just if nothing else, just for my own enjoyment. I'd like to try and maybe build up some clients and try to make a little bit of money off of it. I don't really know that building furniture you could kind of replace the kind of money you can make going after like the bigger industrial jobs, but oh, we'll see. I was gonna say it's not like I'm buying all the tools and stuff, like they're already just sitting over there, so it'll be fun. Make some more YouTube videos out of it, and favorite welding lens. Oh, that one's really easy. I don't know that I have one out here in the shop though. Lincoln 2x4C. They're like the little insert that goes into a sugar scoop hood. Lincoln is I want to say they're like $100. I have another one that actually I would say is a little bit better. It's the who makes that? If you look on Outlaw Leather's Outlaw Leather welding hoods, if you look on their website, they have some on there, and I don't remember the name of it, but it's like not the snake belly ones. They're weld porn maybe. They're really decent, but any of those really, like the blue inserts for like a 2x4C lens or 2x4 lens are pretty decent. Although I was using a Speed Glass, one of their just cheaper hoods at a plant I was at the other day, and one of the guys that worked there let me borrow his, and it was really nice, like super lightweight. I don't remember what the hairpin table legs and the awesome wood furniture. Furniture was 50. Huh. I'm not sure what hairpin legs are, but I'll have to look that up. Yeah, the Speed Glass, 9,200 I think it was. Actually, I was gonna look and see how much those were because I kind of thought about buying one because I was really impressed for super lightweight. Because I have some other Speed Glass ones like the Papper where it blows in the air so you can breathe. They're really heavy. This was just a regular hood. Had like a vent in the front so your breath would go out so it wouldn't fog up the lens. I was pretty impressed for for being much lighter. Like I've got a Miller Digital Infinity and super heavy. Really not my favorite hood unless you're just sitting at a bench like head down welding. But if you're if you're actually doing anything with it, it just kills your neck after even just a few minutes. That Speed Glass I was pretty impressed with. So yeah, that would be if you're in the shop welding, not trashing stuff, I'd check out one of those. But if you're just looking for an insert, I would absolutely go with those. Although the Lincoln ones, or like I said, I can't think of the name of it, but yeah, I think it was like the weld porn one that I got off of Outlaw Leather, and I would run the Outlaw Leather hoods. Really like them, especially the one that's just like the suede on the bottom and like the leather that kind of goes across the top of your head there, because they're really light. And for most of what I do. You know, I'm just TIGging, so I don't really care about spark protection and stuff like that. I don't really like that one if I'm doing something that's sparking a whole lot, because at least on my head, it seems like the sparks will kind of go in between the leather and your head and end up kind of raining down in your face, which I don't like. For that one, I'll go with just a regular scoop or, you know, a different hood. Like the Speed Glass ones are great. The Papper Awesome is a good hood. Outlaw leather hoods. Yep, Outlaw leather hoods are pretty decent. Definitely can't say anything bad about them. I think I've got, no, I've got two of them now. No, I take that back. I've got three of them now. I've got one that's just got kind of a plain one, and I've got one that's Grogu from Mandalorian there, which it's just kind of cool. I bought it just because I like that show. And then I bought another one that's like tooled, but it's kind of long in the neck, and I need to trim it down a bit. But they definitely make a good hood. So I don't know who all's fresh, but I added a new tool to the shop here. It's a SCMI sliding table saw. Actually, I was cutting some aluminum with it today, and it does a really nice job. So you have basically a sliding table here, hence the name, that runs on a carriage back and forth. And so this is really meant for like a cabinet shop breaking up sheet goods. However, I plan on using it for aluminum. I guess it's not in the shop. My buddy picked it up today. So we are going to be manufacturing some, we'll call it live. I guess they're like a livestock scale. So we're going to be doing a couple of runs of those here. And I needed a way to break up 5x10 sheets of aluminum quickly. Plus, I already bought the saw. If you're just new, I just seen new people are joining the stream here. So I bought this saw last year, and it's been sitting in a buddy of mine's shop because I haven't had this building even remotely close to being done. If you're, again, new to the channel here, I just poured concrete in this building in January, and I'm still in the process of the insulation and stuff. So I just want to get the saw over here, and I wanted to get it out of my buddy's shop because I'm sure he really wanted the space back. So moved it over here. I've been playing around with it today, and got the table, or the sliding table, aligned. When I bought the saw, I bought it off eBay, and it was just parts in the back of a semi trailer, and I ended up getting this thing for like 1,800 bucks. If you go buy a used one, they're like 6,000 or so. So I got a great crazy deal on it, but it was in the back of a semi trailer, totally disassembled. Excuse me. And just got it back, put it back together today for kind of the first time since I've owned it. And the slider on it here was disassembled. So this 10 foot and some change, 3.2 meters slider was taken off. And so there's kind of you have to do some funky stuff to kind of bolt it back on, and then get the height adjusted, and then get it adjusted parallel to the saw blade. Or actually, I think you're supposed to have it adjusted to where it's like 3 or 4 thousandths run out away from the saw blade. So it's back together, and I'm pretty pumped about it. So, but yeah, we're gonna chop up some aluminum here, and it's going to be, I think, a really good addition to the shop. And I just also want to get back into making some woodworking stuff. I don't know that that's going to be something that's going to make a whole lot of money, but I think it will just be a lot of fun. It makes for some nice videos. Once this kind of big project I'm on is over, I don't really have anything big booked. Are you doing anything to protect wood beams from sparks and fire? There's going to be stuff on the walls here. The ceiling, no, I'm just going to leave the ceiling open. The walls will have some insulation on it. Probably put some kind of metal on the use that sweet slot mortar, sir. Oh, yeah. So my buddy Tab there, I bought when he closed his shop. I bought a slot mortar, which is a really cool machine. I'll have to do some videos on that. And it has been sitting in the closet in my garage since I bought it, and I don't remember how long ago that's been. That was whenever they sold their house. I haven't even plugged it in. I feel kind of bad about it, and so I'm pretty pumped about getting it moved over here, and especially with the sliding table saw. I think that'll be awesome for making like the tenons for like a mortise and tenon joint. and then get that slot mortiser over here and get it hooked up, and I think we'll make some really cool crap with it. So I'm pretty pumped about it. I honestly don't even remember who made it. I remember it was like an Italian company, like Gregorio or something like that. I don't remember, but I'm pretty excited to get it back over here and actually like plug it in for the first time. Um, I'm still trying to figure out what I'm going to do for dust collection. I have like a 3 horsepower dust collector, like I said earlier. It never was really great. It's like a Powermatic one with like the 2 bags and then a deal over there. Bags are such, like emptying the bags on it are such a drag. I'd like to get a Cyclone or do something like that. So we'll figure something out. I've got a big 10 horsepower blower that I drug home, and I may try and build one. I don't know, or if I can find a decent deal on one, I might just go ahead and buy one. Haven't decided where I'm going to put it yet, because actually, oh, I guess I got another machine here that I can show you. I kind of forgot about that. So this is the big sander or big belt grinder that I bought. So if you watch the cool kids on YouTube, Fireball Tool built one, except this one is way bigger. I forget how big his was, but this has a 10 horsepower motor and uses a 10 by 90 belt. I mean, these belts are freaking enormous. I mean, look at the size of the sucker. It is a like 90-inch belt, and I mean, this thing is crazy. Like, you cannot slow it down. You can basically just take a 1-inch piece of like 1018 bar stock and just shove it in there like a wood chipper. It is crazy. It's neat. It uses air to tension the belt here. So there's a pneumatic cylinder in here that pushes up and have the air turned on. But yeah, it is a beast. Runs off 480. I don't remember. I guess if you're a newer viewer here, I set up a transformer on my phase converter back here. So I have a 15 horsepower American rotary phase converter. Hey, American Rotary, you want to sponsor me? I got one of your phase converters. Actually, I got 2 of them. I got one in the other shop. But anyway, so I have that running into a transformer that steps 220 up to 480. And I have a bunch of 480 outlets around the shop here. And anyway, so that runs off 480. And it was kind of nice because I've been looking at 480 equipment, and it seems like it goes for less money. I'm assuming just because fewer people have 480 power. So it seems like it goes for a little bit cheaper. And yeah, I'll have to do some videos on this. Actually, I was thinking I've got a really old crappy Delta belt sander, combo deal there. And so I was actually thinking I'll have to do a video where I feed that little Delta belt sander into that guy. Because like I said, it's impressive. You don't slow it down. Like I was cleaning up a big piece of stainless steel that I cut the other day, like 1/4-inch stainless plate. And I mean, you can just shove it in there, and I mean, it just eats it. It's pretty crazy. So yeah, that's I guess the most recent thing I bought for the shop. This like sliding table saw like I bought a year ago, and just was happy to move it in today. But as far as other additions to the shop here, I don't know that I'm really going to be buying a whole lot of equipment. I'm trying to save some money for building another building. So what I'd really like to do is put the woodworking stuff into another building that's more climate controlled. Like this space is awesome to work in, but I think it's going to be very difficult to climate control even if I insulate the crap out of it. I need to run down to a place in southern Indiana that has like really cheap foam board insulation. Like it's like seconds and stuff like that. So I'm going to put that on the ceiling in here and say try to get, I want at least R20 in the ceiling, and then I don't know what I'm going to do in the walls, whatever it kind of works out at, like maybe 3 or 4 inches worth of foam. But I definitely want at least R20, because like this foam stuff, it's spaced off of the tin up there, and then I'm going to run 2x4s down the run 2x4s lengthwise along there, and then space the foam off of that, and that air gap I think gives you like R7 or something like that. I remember I was looking this up, and so hopefully if I can get like at least close to R30 in the ceiling, it won't be so freaking hot in here. And then my other problem are these sliding doors. I don't know I'm torn on whether I frame that in and put in a garage door. I do like the big doors. When it's nice out, you can open them and you get a great breeze through here, but yeah, they're big, and I don't know how I would insulate them. I guess I could maybe get get them spray foamed. Actually, maybe that would be the best solution, but still haven't quite worked that out. And then like sealing them up, I think it'd be kind of difficult. So I don't know. I'm still working on that one, but the rest of this I'm pretty decent with. Like I just got basically that one last panel or one last bay up there that needs insulated, and then the doors over here behind me, and then that's really all that is. That's really all that's left to insulate. So I'm pretty pumped. It's already made a huge difference in here. Before, when it was 60 or 70 degrees out, I mean, it was pretty warm in here if you left the door open. But now we had a day that was 80, and just like the ceiling fan, that 8-foot ceiling fan up there was plenty enough to keep it cool in here. So heat-wise, I don't know what I'm doing yet. I've just got a 30,000 BTU propane heater, one of these guys right now, and it does not really, if it's cold out, it does not keep up. So yeah, just one of these guys. My dad moved him into a nursing home last year, had like 6 or 8 of those. I don't know, a lot of them hadn't ever even been hooked up. He was really good at kind of hiding the dementia there. So anyway, I may just run propane, put a couple of these around the building here. I actually wouldn't mind doing like a wood stove or like some kind of stove like that. If I actually start doing more furniture. Bocce, okay, cool. Yeah, I could not remember who it was. It's green. It is really cool looking, but yeah, that'll be fun. What was I? Oh yeah, so I'd like to, if I actually end up start doing enough woodworking to generate sawdust and chips, I'd like to get one of those briquette machines where it compresses your sawdust into stuff that you can burn, because I really like the idea of not having to. 1966. That's cool. Yeah, I'm anxious to get that moved into here and hook it up. I'd like to, anyway, I like to use the waste product from this to actually heat it. I like that better than the idea of actually having to, buy propane, and it's, more sustainable and green and stuff. So I like the idea of that, but I don't know if I'll actually generate enough sawdust to actually do that. But a buddy of mine built a barn, well, Pig Palace, they do show pigs, but it's really a neat setup. He did like poured concrete walls 4 foot up, and then stick built the barn off the top of that. And I mean, he's got insane insulation in there. It's like 12 inches of insulation in the walls. I don't know what he put in the ceiling, but I kind of was thinking about that for the next building here. It's actually not all that expensive to do it the way he did it there. I think he had 50 in the building, and so I'm kind of thinking like, maybe on the other side of this building here, it would be cool to do one like that I could actually have set up as a dedicated wood shop. That could be more insulated and more climate controlled. Or I could just have like a heat pump or something that would keep it, nice and consistent throughout the year. That was kind of my biggest problem over it. The Oak Street house was, like I just had electric out there, and it was not super consistent, and it was always a pain in the butt in the wintertime. Your glue would freeze overnight, and just wasn't fun. So I'd like to have something that's nice, consistently heated, and that kind of deal. So I don't know, we'll see. Kind of depends on how much money I have rolling in this year. In the last couple of years, it's been kind of hit and miss. I've had sessions there where they were, really, really busy. But in all honesty, what am I trying to say? I'm kind of over rig welding. I like working in my own shop. It is so much less stressful just coming out of here and building stuff, even if it's the same stuff, and just hauling it out and delivering it. It is so much nicer working in my own shop rather than working out of a truck or working in a plant. And just not having to, the one plant that I do most of my work at is almost 4 hours of driving away, or 4 hours a day of driving, and it just sucks. So I'm hoping I can get more work out here. So anyway, I guess we're coming up at a half an hour, so if anybody has any questions, anything, I'll try to do my best to answer them, but may call it a evening here. I guess I need to start doing these again. I seem like a little later. I guess what time is good? Well, I guess I just have 2 people watching right now, but yeah, so I may do these a little later, and hopefully some more people will join in. But anyway, yeah, I hope you enjoyed the Friday night in the shop. I want to try and start making this a more regular thing. Yeah, just my my kids are in marching band and stuff, and that kind of takes up a lot of time. So yeah, I'm not always here on Friday nights, but maybe try and do it on some other nights. So anyway, yeah. Jay Woody Jr. Anyway, yeah. Well, I hope everybody enjoyed. Hope everybody had a good time. And yeah, maybe if I can actually get away next Friday, we'll do this again, and hopefully I have some more machines in here. So anyway, yeah, I'm Darlington Farm. Thank you all for watching.